improve on offense, but I think we're very capable of it, and we have a lot of high hopes going into this week. UMass brings a lot of different multiple schemes and stuff that I think we'll be able to adjust to, but that being said, they're still a very great group up front and in the back end. But I think we'll be able to do what we can in order to accomplish what we need to accomplish.
What gives you confidence in this offense?
You know, we have a lot of experience. I mean, we're 9 games in now, so I mean, we have a lot of different, a lot of experience going into this game. We have a lot of guys who have played a lot of games for us this year and last year, and so on and so forth. So I think experience is one thing. We have history with this team. I mean, we play them almost every single year, so we know exactly what to expect just from a mindset standpoint. They're definitely going to be hungry coming in, but we know that we got to attest to that and be as confident as we can going into the game.
The offensive line has been the strength of this team since the beginning of the season. The last couple of weeks, we've seen some pre-snap penalties that have kind of hurt the momentum a little bit. What have you seen as far as what's going into those and why those are happening?
You know, I think one thing is it's a lack of focus. Coach Moore preached that after the game on Saturday. So we need to be better focused going into games. Just locking into the snap counts, things like that. I think this week we're doing a great job of having the defense. Having the defense come out there and be able to execute like move calls and stuff just to help us out with that, making sure we're locked into the snap count and things like that. So I'd say that's pretty much what we're doing.
Have you seen the team's mindset change? I mean, obviously you guys have lost a lot in the past, but now you have more of a winning mentality. How'd that kind of happen?
You know, we're really confident in ourselves and how we play. I mean, going into week 1, obviously we went out there with the mindset that we're going to win, and from that point on, we've kind of approached that, taken that approach every week, and just tried to apply that every week. And as an offensive line, we like to try to be the best every week. That's our motto. And so what we do is we take the coaching and we just go out there and execute at a high level, or we try to at least every week. So.
And how's Coach Moore played a part in kind of getting you guys turned around?
You know, Coach Moore is doing a really great job with us. He's really going out there every week and just giving us the best looks and the best possibility to win in terms of our looks and our techniques, making sure we're coached up the right way, and also giving us a couple life lessons ahead of the road. So I'd say those are pretty much the main things.
How about Zion? Have you seen his confidence continue to climb as he's gotten more games under his belt?
Oh, absolutely. Zion's definitely improved as the season has gone on. He's obviously week 1 was his first week playing quarterback here, so I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, when I was a freshman, it was definitely a difficult thing. But he's definitely progressed and improved a lot since week 1 has come. He's definitely doing better in his progressions, taking the proper footwork, making sure he goes through the right reads and things. So I think he's definitely doing a better job, and I hope to see more progress as we progress through the season.
How would you describe your development as a player? You mentioned you started as a freshman last year, had the injury, was able to bounce back and start again this year.
Absolutely, and I think the offseason was a huge thing for me because I was able to get into the playbook a lot more just from a mental standpoint. So during spring ball, it was really just all the mental. Being able to go out there every day and help out the younger guys if they needed it. Being the signal guy for them was definitely a big thing for me, just from a playbook perspective. I mean, I think taking that into fall camp this year, I think that's been very big for me. And as we progress through the season, just developing my technique and getting back to how I was prior to the injury, so, and even excelling past the injury. So,
was your recovery quicker than expected?
That's a great question. You know, the timetable is different for everybody when it comes to ACLs. Mine was around that 8 to 9 month mark. I'd say it was pretty much on time and what we based it on from when I had injured it back at UCF. But I think everything worked out the way it was supposed to. I definitely learned a lot from the surgery and from the rehab, and I think having that in my back now, I think it's very beneficial for me, just like helping me improve my body health going forward. So.
You guys have had a lot of different running backs this year. Do you have to tweak what you're doing as an offensive line to fit their styles, or are you just opening a hole and hoping they find it?
I think we really just rely on the same technique that we've been coached to since day one. I think as long as we keep doing what we're doing up front in terms of our technique and how we approach that and all the different defensive looks, I think we can open up holes for any running back we put back there. So that's the main goal, is to open up holes and score points, obviously.
Along that same line, do you as an offensive lineman, what kind of pride do you feel when a guy like Nate goes off for 190 yards in a game like he did at Utah State? Devontae's busted up a couple of them. I mean, you guys open the holes for a lot of those yards.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think it's big because it just makes us feel good that they're getting the recognition they deserve. We really don't look for that attention and stuff. We're obviously in the back just trying to get the running backs and all the wideouts and skill players as many yards as they want. So that's our goal. That makes us happy at the end of the day, just seeing them be successful and knowing that we did our job right and executed the proper way. So
Playing alongside veteran guys like Christian Haynes and Jake Guidon, how's that kind of helped you develop this year? And what kind of security does that give you, where you know you can just do your job and the job will get done?
You know, playing with Chris for a year has definitely been beneficial for me. I mean, I've learned a lot from him since I came here my freshman year, and Jake especially too. I mean, he brings a lot of experience in coming from Dartmouth. He definitely knows a couple things that most of the guys on our team wouldn't know in terms of offensive line play. So he brings in that high IQ. Same with Chris, and guys like Val and Noel too. I mean, we all go in there every day and we try to play to the best of our ability. And I think mentally we're doing a really great job in terms of how we're understanding the scheme and the different game plans and whatnot. So I think whenever we go into a game each week, we're very well prepared in terms of how we function up front and being very cohesive as one.
Speaking of scheme, how would you say that this year's scheme has helped the offensive line as a whole, as well as the running game?
You know, just being able to run the ball effectively, I think that's been really big for us, and hopefully continuing to do so. Continuing to enforce those techniques that our coaches enforce on us, and also in pass protection, just making sure that we keep the quarterback clean and developing a good pocket for him, giving him some time back there so that he can get the balls thrown that he needs to get thrown, and getting the running backs obviously all the yards they need to get. So.
A couple of players have mentioned a bowl game. Is that a big focus for this team to kind of take that next step as a program and get back there?
Absolutely. I think the bowl game is probably our main focus this year. I mean, we're looking to do whatever we can, but obviously we've got to take it one game at a time. So this week it's UMass, so on and so forth. But I think we just take this 1 week at a time, focus on the now, and worry about the future when it comes on later. So.
Is that important because it just validates the growth of the program? Why is it so important?
Absolutely, and I think our program this year is definitely trying to make a transition into what we call the Husky Revolution, obviously, and trying to really present ourselves in a way that people haven't seen in the past couple of years. So I think just taking it from that approach is definitely very important, and I think whatever we need to do in order to get that job done, we're going to do. So.
Thank you.